I went in there thinking I was going to sound like Ray Charles, but unfortunately I ended up sounding like me. Jack the lad has become Fancy Dan and creating agriculture with a rub-on tan. On all the terror ways of God's have affair, and a working class hero, he got tinted hair. And a well-spoken hero from a yesteryear walks out onto a stage and they all shout queer. And that's that. Manners are mean, never was much, never has been. But the little bit that was all that we had. Then the clown does a fart and we all fart back.
Work in progress is continual with him. He doesn't do something, put it down and say, that's it. I mean, he looks and re-looks and thinks and rethinks. He's a total perfectionist.
The song needed a chorus, and I was coming down here to see a game, get who they were playing, and I noticed the crowd chanting, and I realised that you had to have a very simple chorus. Over the years, it's been a thing. They used Lola for a long time up at Newcastle when Ginola played for them. I thought it'd be nice to get a sing-along chorus. The idea, stand up, can you hear me at the back, came in my head. I just thought all these people, because normally they say sit down, we can't see at the back, and that changed kind of the emphasis of the song. Stand up, can you hear me at the back? All you white boys standing in a row, and the comic shouts, and we all shout back, and the mob says follow, so we go. And that's that. Slight pause for refreshment here. I've no plan, but the longer things go on, I realise what my purpose is, why I'm meant to write songs. And I think it is to write about subject matter that maybe not, or write in a way that not everybody else would write. There are only so many subjects you can write about. And I pick, you know, the little things in life to affect people. See my friend, see my friend, playing across the river. She is gone, she is gone.
I thought See My Friend was a watershed musically for him because it was so different and it was something that nobody ever really expected, and it came out of an experience I think he had while in transit in Bombay. I found myself on this beach early in the morning. I had jet lag, and I saw these fishermen walking to work at sunrise, and they were chanting. I thought, what an incredible sound. And they were, you know, just workers going on the daily thing they did every day. And it was that spirituality I wanted to put into a song. Now she's gone, now she's gone. I wanted a droning sound like the chanting people on the beach, but I didn't have the Tibetan monks handy, so I did it with the feedback on the guitar. It was loud in the studio and it was feeding back, and our producer said compress all the sounds, and putting that sort of compressor over it somehow made it float better. It made it even more unruly, uncontrollable. So that's why that record has that rolling effect. See my friend, see my friend, playing across the river. See my friend. I grew up in a family where we had lots of big band records, and my older sisters played all their pop idols, and I wanted to make music, now I could do it, that expressed different things, you know, and touch things that wouldn't normally get to, like See My Friends. Now what's that all about?
I never understood why that was supposed to be the first gay song or something. I never got that. I mean, is it? I mean, never. I just thought it was a beautiful song.
It was about loss. To me, that's what it's about. I wasn't aware that I was writing anything about someone questioning their sexuality. I really didn't know about that. It was someone, I loved the moment of this person is left alone, his relationship's broken up, there's another side to the river. I didn't know crossing the other side was such a bad thing.
A song that I covered actually once, Where Have All the Good Times Gone? I thought that entire song was also very moving. And again, it's a sense of remembrance of things past. I mean, that keeps recurring in Ray's work.
Mom, look back on all the things they used to do. Didn't have no money and they always
feeling of world changing and vanishing that's in some of the Beatles' music of the late 60s is very, very acute in Ray Davies' writing.
Yesterday was such an easy game for you to play, but let's face it, things are so much easier today. Guess you need some bringing down and get your feet back on the ground.
It was a wonderful time of experimentation, you know. I couldn't wait to hear the next Beatles records, and from what I gather, they couldn't wait to hear ours. And it's like everybody was trying to get somewhere first, like the first to be at the top of Mount Everest, to make the great pop record. Didn't go a bundle on the swinging 60s.
They seek him here, they seek him there. His clothes are loud, but never square. It will make or break him, so he's got to buy the best, 'cause he's a dedicated follower of fashion.
Because you're famous and you've had some success, people meet you thinking they can pick up on it. What's the secret? You know, and this guy came to my house and he was sort of criticising some of the clothes I was wearing. You know, he had a few boutiques, so he thought he was, you know, riding the crest of the wave. I had an argument with him over how flares were in, and I was still wearing drain pipes. And as kind of a retort, I went straight back and wrote "dedicated follower of fashion," you know, on a typewriter. Every word, no changes. That was it, first draft, and we recorded it.
Oh, yes, he is. Oh, no, he ain't. It's pantomime. We're into the British peculiarity of pantomime. It doesn't exist anywhere else.
People think that's just a novelty song, but it's a fantastic record. It's like, it's the playing on it, the sound of it, everything's so clanky. The singing, you know, the abandon of it, you know, the daring of the, like, doing the different voices. It's very much of its moment, but I don't think it dates at all.
Oh yes he is, oh yes he is, oh yes he is. Thinks he is a flower to be looked at. And when he pulls his frilly nylon and his raked up tight, he feels a dedicated follower of fashion. Oh yes
He did populate his songs with this cast of characters drawn from everyday life, and the beauty of those characters was that you could recognise them.
Using observations that I'd learnt, that little bit of training I had at art college, to find people in that moment when they're exposed and they're weak or they're happy.
There's a constant thing about the kind of grimy underbelly of English respectability in society in there, you know. Well-respected man, you know, adores the girl next door and he's dying to get at her, and he's bored with his wife and his little suburban marriage.
And he plays at stocks and shares, and he goes to the regatta. He adores the girl next door, 'cause he's dying to get at her. But his mother knows the best about the matrimonial stakes. Come on! 'Cause he's oh so good, and he's oh so fine, and he's oh so healthy in his body and his mind. He's a well-respected man about town, doing the best thing so conservatively.
He is an observer of the class structure in England. He's very English, uniquely so in rock and roll terms.
I suppose well-respected man is against the professions, you know, the stockbrokers and the bankers and the accountants. I remember my accountant, who was a very nice man. He's still a lovely guy. He's retired now. He still thinks that song is about him.
There is this attention to detail about both the changing England and the changing character of the singer, you know, changing experience.